What's good, everybody? It is Sunday, November 28, 2021, and this is your daily sports betting brand of record. We like to call it the Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it is not close. Hopefully, you've had a good holiday weekend, but we're ready to get back at it today because the grind, it never stops, and we do it for you. But, of course, before we look forward, we must look back in a very eventful Saturday. And our guy, Tom, take the bass out of your voice for Nelly coming through for us. 3-0 on the show yesterday, so good for him. There you see everybody else. And now we move on to Sunday. Do not forget, we do 3 big shows right here on our YouTube channel. Give us a subscription. Turn on the notifications so you know every single time anything drops into your feed. Let's bring in the stars of the show because we're going to be here at 10 a.m., noon, 7:20 Eastern time. And look at the names and look at the faces. They're all fresh from the holiday. All fresh. AB live from Nashville, Tennessee. Good morning, dial-up.
Hey, good morning, Coach. Look, I got to give a shout-out. You brought up Tom Fornelli. Wednesday on the College Football Preview Show, he put out his theory in terms of teams that have probably given up on the season and said, take all 3 of these at alternate lines. Trust me, they're going to hit. Well, an early edge viewer did that, parlayed them, and turned $100 into almost $2,000. So well done on that. Yeah, and well done, Tom Fornelli. Crushed it. I had to give that a shout-out. Great job.
Wow, great shout out. I don't know what is crazier, the fact that they hit that parlay or the fact that you thought it was cool to do a shout out and not tell me about it before the show. Anyway, also live from Nashville, Tennessee. We call him M Squared. Mikey, fired up today?
Fired up today, Coach. I sent a tweet out also. I'm not going to pull it up and disrail the show with a tweet, but I did send a tweet last night about how there are only 4 teams that were plus 3.5 or greater. Only 1 team at plus 7. Not a lot of big underdogs this week, so it's going to be very interesting. Should lead to some good football to watch today.
God, I hope so. Man, I'm tired of coming on at 7:20 every Sunday night and going, what happened today? Oh, for once, I would like not to do that. And thank you, M Squared, for looking out for the whole show and not just yourself. Maestro, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Like Mikey, I'm very pumped for today's slate. I have 7 picks up on SportsLine right now, and there's even some more that I like, but I think 7 is plenty. So let's do it.
Wait a second. So if I was a SportsLine member, I could go to SportsLine right now and get 7 of the Maestro's picks, who's been red hot in the NFL the last several weeks. That guy? I can get all of his picks?
Correct.
Oh, okay. I just double check it. All right, let's get into storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And there are a bunch. AB, let me start with you. What do you got?
So you look at the Patriots in this 3-game stretch that they've been on in terms of playing against teams that really don't have a run game, right? And you see the dominance that they've had. First off, they've scored 45 points in back-to-back home games, which the Patriots have never done ever. They've never done it. But you take a look deeper at what they've been doing. At halftime of these 3 games, they've been up 14-6, 24-7, 13-0. But in the second half, they've been 10-0, 21-0, and 12-0. They haven't given up a point in the second half.
Where do you find this stuff at? This is crazy. Next level type of stuff by you. So I'm guessing that's going to correlate with a little play you have for us later in the show. Just a guess. All right. When you get to this point of the season, the last week in November, injuries are also an issue. Always an issue. Excuse me. Maestro, what do you got?
Yeah, there's a lot of big injuries that, a lot of fantasy people are waiting on, especially Patterson from the Falcons. But there are a few injuries that I think should be getting more attention. Like Joe Hayden is out for the Steelers, missing his 2nd straight game. The Steelers have lost 7 straight games without Joe Hayden. He did appear briefly in the Lions game, which they tied. But even though Fitzpatrick and Watt are coming back, this means James Pierre is going to start opposite Sutton at corner. Another big one, Ali Marpet for the Bucks is out. He is a top 20 guard in the league. His backup Stinney has not played badly, but that is a big loss for the Bucks. And then the one that I was focused on earlier in the week, and he is out, is Shaquille Griffin, the Jags' best corner, and a real good corner, probably like a top 15, top 20 corner in the NFL. Behind him, the cornerback room, not very good. So if Patterson does suit up, that's huge.
I tell you what, that is a position that when a player doesn't play directly affects points. Cornerbacks affect points. All right, we've got a lot to get to today on our board, so let's jump right in. By the way, did I mention we're back at noon Eastern time for a full hour? We'll break down every single game on the board, sides, totals, and props. So join us live at noon Eastern time today from Mad Max and the Thunderdome. We got one play from college hoops. And oh, by the way, if you're not a SportsLine member yet, and you don't get those 7 picks from the Maestro, well, I'm going to do you a solid and tell you how you can. Use a promo code EDGE. I'll give you 30 days for free. All my cappers, M Squared, AB, Maestro, everybody for free. Check it out, and then you can roll with us. That's only if you're a little bit scared. If you're not scared, join right now. Join right now. All right, we're going to go Wofford over Georgia. Georgia is terrible, and Wofford's only laying 1. This game is at 4 p.m. Eastern time tonight. We are fading Georgia all year. That's going to be a moniker for the show. Fade the Georgia Bulldogs in basketball. Don't do it in football. I promise you that. All right, let's get into our board. You know, he named this show. It's Sunday Brunch for a reason. We like to get up, get you ready, get you fired up for a Sunday full of football and basketball and soccer. So M Squared, you know the drill. So, I feel good today. Give it to me.
All right, Coach, I got the under out of the way yesterday, so since you're back on the show, I'm going to give you an over here to start the day. We're going over 43.5 in Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. This number has come down. It did open at 46. That's where I think the number truly should be in this one. But getting it under 43 keeps the 24-20 victory in line for us here. The Cincinnati Bengals team ranks 4th in terms of red zone efficiency, which is in terms of scoring touchdowns in the red zone. Maestro already mentioned Hayden out. That's a huge deal for the Pittsburgh Steelers as they try to cover these 3 receivers for the Bengals. Jamar Chase should have a huge day here, which is only going to help the pace of play on the Pittsburgh side of the ball. We want Pittsburgh throwing the football. Yes, Ben can make mistakes, but it leads to more points for them. We need them in passing situations. With their defense banged up the way it is, that's what we should see. This number has just crept down a little too low, so take the over 43.5.
Man, team player M Squared is. A team player, AB, you could learn some lessons from the OG. Now, speaking of AB, speaking of dial-up, all kidding aside, his picks are very, very, very serious, and I try to say that without even laughing, and I can't even do it. All right, AB, the floor is yours.
Well, Coach, you brought up fading Georgia, and you're right. We're going to do that in basketball, but we are not going to do that in football, just like you said. And apologies to Alabama. Apologies to Trent in the chat. I know you guys love Alabama, but you know what? We got to go Georgia Bulldogs -5.5 in the SEC championship. Look, Georgia's played the exact same game 12 times this year. They dominate. That's what they do. They're going to do the same thing to Alabama. Just take the 5.5 now because that number is going to run. Our second play, we're going to take Patriots -3.5 in the second half. We just went through the numbers, and especially I had to go and dig on DraftKings to find this one, by the way. All books might not have it. But beyond the numbers that we broke down earlier, let me break this one down too. The Patriots defense in their last 19 drives against opposing offenses has outscored those offenses 6-0 because they had a pick 6 and they haven't given up anything. So take the Patriots second half -3.5.
I'll be honest with you. I learned something every single day that I do this. I did not know that you could bet a second half before the game started. I didn't know that until right now. I didn't know that. Crazy. I learned something every single day. All right. I love those 2 picks. I'm banging that Georgia pick right now. There's no way that pick is going to go down. No chance. This is going to be a 10-point game or more. Georgia's going to destroy Alabama next week. All right, Maestro, it is that time of the show when you start to get locked in, when you really start to feel your mojo for the entire Sunday. You're back at it. You've had a couple of days to rest. So what do you got for me, big boy?
Yeah, I also had a couple of days to get pretty ticked at how that Raiders-Cowboys game went in terms of props. So I'm focusing on 2 props today. Noah Fant over 34.5 receiving yards, -110 at FanDuel. The Chargers give up a lot of catches to the tight end. He came back from the COVID list 2 weeks ago, 5 catches on 6 targets. I think it was 59 yards. So 34.5 is a pretty small bar to clear for Teddy and Noah. He loves those crossing routes. I like that one a lot. And then Najee Harris, this one's been flipping between 3.5 catches, heavily juiced, or 4.5 catches plus money. I'm good with either. I locked it in at the 3.5 at Caesars, minus 160. If you remember the first game, he had 14 catches on 19 targets against the Bengals. The Bengals give up the highest target share to running backs in the league. We know that Big Ben is the dump-off king to Najee Harris. All we got to get is 4 catches, or if you play the plus money, 5 catches. Let's do it.
Well, this just screams something has to be done on the show if we're going to give out this pick, Maestro. It screams it. So minus 160, normally a little bit higher than we like to go. But that would obviously mean the juice.
It's completely worth the squeeze.
You're damn right it is. And it is today. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, and it looks absolutely glorious. And we're just getting started. Did I mention we're on at noon Eastern time, full hour, sides, totals, props? I did? Okay, cool. Here we go. AB, Georgia in the SEC championship. Bang that number right now. Otherwise, it will be gone. And then I don't want to get any tweets complaining about it. Then Patriots, second half, yes, before the game starts. Even if it's 40-0, we're going to go minus 3.5. Okay. M squared. We're going to go Steelers. Bengals over 43.5. I love that play. I'm banging that right now. And then Larry Fant over 34.5 receiving yards. Then Najee Harris. He's going to have like 8. It's going to sail over 3.5. Minus 160. You won't even feel it. Then Wofford, minus 1 from the side. Mad Max and the Thunderdome. And then, of course, the gym today. Tasty, plus 368. We're going to go Falcons, minus 2. Alternate line for the Patriots, and then Rams on the money line. I don't know how I feel about that because I really like the Packers today, but I am not going against the jeweler in the gym. Something I will not do. All right. We have a full day. You get up, you have a little bit to eat on Sunday brunch, and then you get the full meal at noon and 7:20 Eastern time. We hope you all join us. We'll be giving out a ton of stuff. We just don't know what it is yet. But first and foremost, for the here and the now, let's focus on one thing left to do. And you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Sunday tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire team, AB, M Squared, the Maestro, the Jeweler, and our entire group behind the scenes at SportsLine and the Early Edge. Let's grind. Let's focus. Let's get back into it. Let's finish November on a positive note right here on the Early Edge. Good luck.